Actually, in all my years of looking inside Reddit forums and people's progress, this is by far one of the best results out there of success stories. Hey guys, Algarrido here. Today we'll take a closer look at microneedling, also called Dermaroller, for treating hair loss. Dermarolling, as we know it today, is a very recently discovered technique that is used to treat several problems such as acne, healing of scarring and skin, and also skin rejuvenation. However, and also very interesting, is that microneedling is today perceived and used as one of the best treatments to combat hair loss. And even more fascinating is that when it is combined with minoxidil, people tend to see much faster and much better results, me included. So the question arises, if combined with minoxidil, how much better is it? Is it worth the inconvenience of adding minoxidil, or if you're already using minoxidil, to add microneedling to the treatment? Well, that's the interesting part that we are gonna be talking about today. And to do that, I'm gonna be showing you some anecdotal stories. Why? Because there's a lot of scientific literature corroborating what I'm gonna tell you, but not so many pictures that accompany it. And I feel like it's much better to see the results by yourself to be convinced of the treatment in combination. So what I want is to show you some pictures of real stories so you can see with your own eyes how well these treatments work on their own or in combination with one another. First, I'll show you stories of people just using microneedling, then people just using minoxidil, and at last people using microneedling plus minoxidil in combination. Also, stay until the end of the video if you want to find out another great product that combines even much better than minoxidil when microneedling. Okay, so let us jump right into it and see anecdotal stories of people on Reddit. Let's start with microneedling and see if that alone also regrows your hair. This user, for example, after having 2 hair transplants, had this result that you can see on the screen. So despite the hair transplants, he had severe thinning on the scalp and it was clearly visible. The user, as he said on the post, didn't want to use any medication, so he started to apply microneedling alone. These were the results 1 month after the treatment, 2 months after the treatment, and 3 months after the treatment. So in my opinion, a clear improvement in comparison to the first month of the treatment. For a second example that may relate to people with less severe baldness, this other user was microneedling once a week with 0.5mm needles. He was before having some thinning on the temple area of his head. Almost 3 months later, he was able to fill up that thinning and get back his normal hair density. So yeah, one can actually say that microneedling works pretty well on its own when it comes to hair regrowth and also gaining new hair density. Alright, let us take another look at another anecdote, but this time using just minoxidil. This other 32-year-old user was using topical minoxidil alone for 2 months, and these were the results. He clearly improved density and hair count, in my opinion. In a second example, this guy had, as you can see, great thinning and balding. He started using minoxidil and these were his 5 months results. Very impressive. I mean, I don't need to tell you really about minoxidil. There are thousands of scientific papers out there corroborating its effectiveness in stimulating hair regrowth. However, I would never recommend using minoxidil alone, since it does not stop the underlying issue of hair loss, which is the hormone DHT. It will only stimulate hair growth. Yet eventually you will start losing your hair again after some years of using minoxidil, if you don't use a DHT blocker such as finasteride to really tackle the underlying issue of hair loss. Alright, at last let us take a look at some anecdotes of people combining minoxidil and dermarolling. Prepare yourself for some great results, because by far this is the best treatment method compared to what we have seen before. This guy was between a Norwood 2 and a Norwood 3 before treatment. He started using topical minoxidil in combination with microneedling. And 3 months after, these were the results. You can see his incredible results, which were to regain all of that hair around the temples. I mean, I wish I had that result, to being honest, because he returned back to being a Norwood 1. Actually, in all my years of looking inside Reddit forums and people's progress, this is by far one of the best results out there of success stories. You may wonder, however, if these results also look this good in people that are already very bald, something from a Norwood 5 to a Norwood 7. For example, this other user who was at the time he started a Norwood 6 or Norwood 7, he started also applying minoxidil in combination with microneedling. And just 2 months later, these were the results. Not as impressive as the other guy, but still he has very decent regrowth in my opinion and gain in hair density. The reason why he didn't experience such a great result as the other user is the simple and plain explanation that he started too late with the treatment. It is well known in the scientific literature that the later one starts with any type of hair loss treatment, the worse or less impressive the results will be. I mean, the guy we saw before is just 20 years old, and that also explains why he had such great results. Alright, that's the end of today's video, but as promised, if you want to see another product that combines even better than Minoxidil when microneedling, click on this video above to see topical finasteride. Until next time, I wish you a happy hair journey. Adios!